About the third basic fundamental operations, multiplication. Before we could start the chapter in detail, children, you need to learn or you need to be well versed with the tables. You might have learnt tables of 15 till now. But for 5th standard, you are expected to know till 20. So the first thing you do from today is start learning tables if you haven't done till now. You can dedicate 1 hour every day for this. I have given you a chart of tables from 1 to 20. Concentrate and learn them, children, because it is a must to know about tables and have them memorized while solving problems. If not, it becomes very difficult to solve them. Will you start from today itself, children? Now, to start the session, we need to learn what is the meaning of multiplication. Children, you have already learned it in the previous years that multiplication is a repeated addition. Multiplication is called repeated addition because, for example, if we just check the example what we have taken, see here it is 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. I have added 5 4 times to get 20. That is, I have multiplied 5 4 times to get 20. Isn't it right? So, repeated addition of the same number is nothing but multiplying that many times. Here, in the same example, I could even mention it as 5 is multiplied 4 times, wherein I get the same answer. You can even cross verify. Five multiplied 4 times gives you 20. Similarly, we'll take up another example. 8 plus 8 plus 8 gives you 24. That is, 8 is repeated thrice. Or in other words, 8 is multiplied 3 times to get 24. Did you all get it, children? Hence, multiplication is repeated addition. Now moving on to terms of multiplication. Children, all these you have already learnt. It is just a recap session maybe. The number to be multiplied is called multiplicand. The number by which we multiply is called multiplier. The result of multiplication is called product. Did you all recall it, children? We'll do it once again. The number to be multiplied is called multiplicand. The number by which we multiply is called multiplier. And the result of multiplication is called the product. Now with this, we can even form an equation which says multiplicand into multiplier gives me product. Now for example, if I have an equation 3 into 5 is equal to 15, 3 becomes the multiplicand, 5 becomes the multiplier, 15, which is got as a result, becomes the product. Children, compare the definition with the numbers, the example here. 3 becomes the number to be multiplied, which is the multiplicand. The number by which we multiply, which is 5, becomes the multiplier. And the final result is 15, which is the product. I hope all of you got it, children. Now let's move on to properties of multiplication. Multiplicative property of 1. What do you mean by this? When any number is multiplied by 1, The product is the number itself. For example, 523 into, we need to multiply by 1. What is the answer? 523 itself. Now for another example, maybe 270 into 1 is 270 itself. Did you all get it? So here 1 is the identity element of multiplication. What do you mean by this? When 1 is multiplied to any number, then the identity of that number remains the same. That is, the number itself is the result. The product is the number itself. Now moving on to the next property, children. Multiplicative property of 0. When any number is multiplied by 0, the product is a 0. Now we'll take up an example and understand this. 132 into 0 is equal to 0. Any number multiplied by 0 is equal to 0. 2 into 0 is equal to 0. Now moving on to the next property, order property of multiplication, or it's also called as commutative property of multiplication. What do you mean by order property of multiplication or commutative property of multiplication? The product of two numbers does not change when the order of the numbers is changed. What do you mean by this? When the product of two numbers, when you multiply two numbers, the product will not change if you just replace the places of multiplicand and multiplier. For example, if I take 14 into 9. All of you are aware of 14 tables, right, children? We start learning from now itself. Otherwise, it'll be very difficult to solve any of the problems. Now, 14 into 9 is equal to 9 into 14. Is it equal? 14 9 times is 126. 9 14 times is also 126. So, we prove that the product of two numbers does not change if the order of numbers are changed. Now for the next property, grouping property of multiplication or associative property of multiplication. Now what do you mean by grouping property of multiplication or associative property of multiplication? The product of three numbers does not change when the numbers are grouped and multiplied. For example, if I have three numbers 4, 3 and 5. Okay. Now I try to group it. Okay. The same numbers I will try to write it and try to group them differently. Here on my left hand side I have 3 and 5 grouped together, but on my right hand side I have 4 and 3 grouped together. Did you all understand, children? Now let us calculate as per the grouping. Now 4 into 3 5 times is 15. Okay. Now we'll check whether the answer is the same this side also. 4 3 times is 12 into 5. Now 4 15 times is how much? 60. 12 fives are 60. So what have we proved? Though the grouping has changed, the product remains the same. Correct? The product of three numbers does not change when the numbers are grouped and multiplied. This is what is the grouping property of multiplication or associative property of multiplication. Now, after we have learnt about all these properties, we'll have to try a few examples. Now, let us start with a few examples here. Children, these are exercise examples which I am trying to solve. These type of problems have already been dealt in your last year classes. So it's just a recap you can do along with me. Now for the first one, find the product of the following. 35 into 0 is 0. 164 into 1 is 164 itself. 100 into 0 is 0. 1 into 235 is 235. Children, please apply all the properties which you have already known. So 0 into 1001 is 0. 1 into 55 is 55. I hope all of you got it. Now moving on to the second main. Find the product of the following. The problem is 45 into 16. I'm not going to write it row wise now. I'll just start directly calculating. Okay, you have known this in your earlier classes also, but still as a recap session, I'm doing it. 6 is multiplied by 5 and 6 is multiplied by 4, and it is placed in this row. Now after this, for the second row, we place the product of 1 into 5 and 1 into 4. Now 6 5 times is 30. 6 5s are 30. 3 is carried forward, and it is similar to how we did it for addition and subtraction. We have carried to the next place value. Now 6 4s are 24. 24 plus 3 is 27. 27 is written like this. Now for this second row. Now before I write this, we need to keep this place value vacant. Now that could be kept however you want. You can just place an asterisk here or just place a plus symbol, whatever. But that resembles, or that equates to a 0, a non-existing number as such. Okay, now 1 5s are 5, 1 4s are 4. Now for the final result, we need to do addition. 0 plus 0 is 0. Then 7 plus 5 is 12. Then 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. So final answer is 720. Now we'll move on to the second problem. 63 into 31. Here also we will first multiply. The first row will have multiples of 1 into 3 and 1 into 6. So 1 3s are 3 and 1 6 are 6. This goes for the first row. Then for the second row, the first units place will have a blank. I have represented this as this with asterisk. Then I will start with the product of the second digit, which is 3. So 3 into 3 is what we will write. Second row will have 3 into 3 and 3 into 6. So 3 into 3 is 9. Then 3 into 6 is 18. Now for the final result, I will be adding both the rows. 3 plus 0 is 3. Then 6 plus 9 is 15. 5 at the bottom, 1 goes carried. 8 plus 1 is 9. And finally 1 plus 0 is 1. The final answer is 1915. 53. I hope all of you understood, children. Now for another problem, just start multiplying from 2 and place it here, the first row. 2 4s are 8, 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4. Now after that, for the second row, so the first place will have an asterisk or a star, whichever you feel comfortable, children. 2 4s are 8, 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4. 8 plus 0, this is considered as 0. 8 plus 0 is 8. 6 plus 8 is 14. 4 comes down. 1 gets carried. 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 1 is 11. 1 at the bottom, 1 carried. 4 plus 1 is 5. These problems have been dealt here in this session. The remaining problems will have to be dealt as assignment. So we will learn multiplication of 3-digit numbers by another 3-digit numbers. So we'll work out few examples for better understanding. We'll start with an example itself. Find the product of 156 into 267. Children, for our ease of multiplication, for an easy multiplication process as such, we will first write all these numbers one below the other. Okay. To start off, we can even, as we have understood, in the properties of multiplication, I can change the order as well. So this can be written as 267 into 156 also. Understood? Now for the first row. The first row we'll have to multiply 6 and 7, 6 and 6 and 6 and 2. So for our ease of calculation, we will just write it down by the side to start off. But for every problem, you don't have to write. With practice, you will get it easily. So you don't have to struggle hard. Now in the working column, I would write for first row what all needs to go there. It starts with 6, correct? We will start writing the same answer. 6 into 7 is 42. We'll write 2 here. 4 gets carried. 6 6 36. 36 plus 4. 40. 4 gets carried. 0 comes down. 6 2s are 12 plus 4 is 16. This is for the first row. Now similarly for the second row. Second row we will be considering 5. For the second row, now we'll replace all these values here. 5 7s are 35. So you all know the first digit would be a blank or an asterisk or any mark of your choice, but let it be distinct. 5 7s are 35. 5 at the bottom. I'll carry 3 here. 5 6 are 30, 33. 30 plus 3 is 33. 3 at the bottom. 3 on top. 5 2s are 10 plus 3, 13. Now, for the third row, we'll replace the numbers here. Now, children, it is very easy to locate because the first number we started the product writing it from the last units place itself. For the second number we started from the tens place. So for the third number we'll have to start from the hundreds place. So for that we will have to mark 2 places blank and start at the hundreds place. So when I start at the hundreds place, it is 1 7s are 7, 1 6s are 6, 1 2s are. Now for the final answer, add all the numbers. 2 plus 0 is 2, 0 plus 5 is 5, 6 plus 3 is 9, 9 plus 7 is 16, 6 at the bottom and 1 gets carried. 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10, plus 1 is 11. So 1 at the bottom, 1 gets carried. 2 plus 1 is 4. Now for the next set of problems, which involves multiplication of 4-digit number by another 1 or 2-digit number. To start off, the first example which we have taken is, and find the product of 2468, which is a 4-digit number, by 7, which is a single-digit number. 7 8 times is 56. 6 goes here, and 5. 7 6 times is 42. 42 plus 5 is 47. 7 4 times is 28, plus 4 is 32. 7 2s are 14, plus 3 is 17. So 17,276 is the answer. Now for another problem which involves a 4-digit number multiplied by 2-digit number. Now for the working, first row, if you are not comfortable writing directly, children, you can calculate here and then write down correspondingly at those places. First row, we will start with 4. So we will start writing 6 4s are 24, 4 at the bottom, 2 on top, carried. 4 7s are 28, plus 2 is 30. 0 at the bottom, 3 carried. 4 3s are 12, plus 3 is 15. 5 at the bottom, 1 carried. 4 1s are 4, plus 1 is 5. So this is for the first row. Now for the second row. Second row will have calculations from 3, the product of the numbers given with 3. Now children, please remember that we are writing the product of the tens place number. So we have to keep the first place, the units place in the product line, and that too second row, the first place blank. 3 6s are 18. 3 7s are 21, plus 1 22. 3 3s are 9, plus 2 11. 3 1s are 3, plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 0 is 4. 0 plus 8 is 8. 5 plus 2 is 7. 5 plus 1 is 6. 4 remains the same. So the answer is 46,784. I hope all of you understood, children. Now with all the different types of problems which we have learnt, we'll try to solve few exercise problems, children. These are problems from exercise 1.1. I have just picked few of them randomly. To start off, the first problem, 146 into 173. So we'll first write down the numbers. Now as I have told you, children, if you want to have the calculations written, you can write at the side. Okay, we'll start with the first row. First row will be considering only 3. So first row, now replace it. 3 6 are 18, 8 at the bottom, 1 on top. 3 4s are 12, plus 1 is 13. 3 goes down and 1 goes carried. 3 ones are 3 plus 1 is 4. 438 goes for first row. Now for the second row. Second row we'll be considering only with 7. Now we will write the products of it. But please remember children, it is of the tens place. So we will have the units place here blank. So 7 6 42, 2 at the bottom, 4 goes on top. Then 7 4s are 28 plus 4 32, 2 at the bottom, 3 goes on top. 7 1s are 7 plus 3 is 10. Clear children? Now for the third row, we'll have to consider 1. We are talking about the product or the calculations of the digit at the 100th place. So we will have 2 places blank here, one at the units and one at the tens place. So from 100th place, we will start writing the product. 1 6s are 6, 1 4s are 4, 1 1s are 1. So the final answer would be, we'll have to add 8 plus 0 plus 0 is 8. 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 0 is 5 again. 6 plus 4 is 10 plus 2 is 12. 4 plus 1 is 5. 1 plus 1 is 2. So the final answer is 25,258. Did you all get it children? We'll move on to the next problem. 183 into 208. For the first row, we'll be considering 8. Now we'll write the calculation here. 8 3s are 24, 4 here, 2 on top. 8 8s are 64 plus 2, 66. 8 1s are 8 plus 6 is 14. Now for the second row, we'll have to consider 0. So 0 into anything is 0. So all the calculations here, the second row will have only zeros. Now as we know, the first unit place of the second number, second row will be a blank. Then we will write all the results of the second row. 0 into 3 is 0. Again 0 into 8 is 0. 0 into 1 is 0. So the second row is over. Now for the third row, we'll be considering 2. So 2 into 3 is 6. 2 into 8 is 16. 2 into 1 is 2. So we'll try to write the answers here. Third row, we'll have to have 2 blank spaces. So we are marking it. Then we will start writing the answers of the multiplication from, with 2. 2 3s are 6. 2 8s are 16. 1 carried. 2 1s are 2 plus 1 is 3. So the final answer would be, we need to add 4 plus 0 is 4. 6 plus 0 plus 0 is 6. 4 plus 6 is 10. 0 at the bottom, 1 carried. 6 plus 1 is 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. 3, just like that. So the final answer is 38,064. I hope all of you have understood children. Next, moving on to another problem. When any number is multiplied by just say tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, then there is a simple way that you can follow. For example, 316 into 100 here. We can just write, see, when you multiply this, what you get is 316 and add these two zeros here. Understood, children? Now similarly, we can have few more problems. Now for example, 1674 into 100. You would get an answer 16740. 278 into 10. Okay, this will give you same way 2780 would be the answer. Now we'll check out a number which is multiplied into 1000. The answer what you get is, as I said, 13 and the number of zeros what it has. So 13000. 13,000 is the answer. It is very simple, children, but you need to be very careful. Now at the same time, it need not be, if it is not just 100, if it is some other numbers, how do we do it? For example, if I have 50 into 40, how do we do it? Now for this, multiply the first digit, okay, then write these two zeros by the side. Now 5 fours are 20, then these two zeros. Understood, children? Answer is 2000. Now we'll try for another example. Like 80 into 900. Now here, as I said, 8 into 9 is 72. These three zeros. Now for another problem, 6000 into 200. Here also what we will do is multiply the first two digits, 12. Just write all these zeros. Okay, we will have 5 zeros. We have had 5 zeros. So this is nothing but 12 lakhs. Got it, children? Now here, since you are expected to know the multiples of 15, the tables of 15. So 15 threes are 45. Okay, we have multiplied these two. Then write 4 zeros next to it. So you get 4,50,000. I hope all of you understood, children. Now for the next problem, 3947 into 7. Since it is a single digit, you can just write down the product so that it is easier for you, or even the 7 tables. 7 sevens are 49, then 7 fours are 28, 7 nines are 63, then 7 threes are 21. Okay, children. Now to start off, 7 sevens are 49 is the first product. Write 9. Then 4 goes carried. 7 fours are 28 plus 4 is 32. 2 goes at the bottom. 3 gets carried. 7 nines are 63 plus 3 is 66. 7 threes are 21 plus 6 is 27. So this is the final answer. Moving on to the next problem. 4756 into 19. Now for the working. First row will have The first row will have calculations with respect to 9. Now have the result written here, children. 9 6 54. 4 goes at the bottom, 5 on top. 9 5s are 45 plus 5 is 50. 0 at the bottom, 5 goes on top. 9 7s are 63 plus 5 is 68. 8 at the bottom, 6 goes on top. 9 4s are 36 plus 6 is 42. So this is for the first row. Then for the second row, it's with respect to 1. Actually, we don't have to write. If you want, you can write down. As I said, the first unit place will have a blank. Now write down all the result. 1 6 are 6, 1 5 are 5, 1 7 are 7, 1 4 are 4. Now for the final result. We need to add. When we add the result, what we get is 4 plus 0 is 4, 0 plus 6 is 6, 8 plus 5 is 13, 3 at the bottom, 1 goes carried, 7 plus 2 plus 1 is 10, 0 at the bottom, 1 gets carried, 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So it's 90,364. Did you all understand, children? Now for the assignment. Children, this is from exercise 1.1. The circled problems are already done in the session. You'll have to work out the other problems. Children, all of you need to work out all the assignment problems. Only then you will get a hold on all the problems of multiplication. So kindly work out all the problems all by yourself. First, to start off, start learning the tables if you have not done. You're expected to learn till 20 tables. So learn them one by one. If you are thorough with the tables, it becomes easier to solve all the problems. Then one more thing which I wanted to stress on is, in this presentation I have used different colored pens for you to understand and distinguish between the first row calculation and the second row and the third row calculation. It is not necessary that you also need to use all the different colored pens in your notebook. You are expected to write in a single blue color pen, and if you want to mark the answers, you can mark the final answer in a different colored pen. I hope all of you understood, children. I'll come with another set of problems, statement problems and multiplication. Till then, stay home, stay safe, happy learning, and thank you, children.